In theater, nothing is more important than... Since I first heard about the Mischief comedy group a few years ago, I've been fascinated by their biggest hit, The Play That Goes Wrong, written by members Henry Lewis, Jonathan Sayer, and Henry Shields. A play within a play that's all about what can go wrong in the theater. I think it's one of the most smartly written pieces I've seen in a while. So when I found out that the Barn Theater, only about an hour from where I am in Michigan, was putting together a production, I knew I had to check it out. The first thing you'll notice upon arriving at the Barn Theater is that it really is a barn, kind of in the middle of nowhere, though it is a historical site, so that's cool. There's no parking lot. You park in a giant patch of grass, which kind of makes you feel like you're at some sort of summer festival, which I guess is pretty accurate for when I went. It just might be a little bit more complicated in the winter. Luckily, their seasons only usually go through about September. If I had gotten there earlier, the theater also has a pizza place that opens an hour before showtime, walking distance from the theater, and next door to their post-show cabaret bar, the Rehearsal Shed. I love these names. For me though, I went around the back, where they have some bathrooms, both city type and country style, depending on your mood that day, a place to purchase some drinks and light snacks, and a wall of all the famous actors who have worked there. This is because the Barn Theater, in addition to being a community theater that licenses popular shows to produce, is also the Barn Theater School. Newer actors can work for the theater, learning and playing smaller roles in their main stage shows. After they graduate, many of them go on to become pretty big stars. Jennifer Garner, Lauren Graham, even Jonathan Larson, writer of Rent. A lot of these Barneys, as they call them, come back to the theater then, as union actors, to star in the main stage shows. Speaking of, the doors for this show opened just around the normal half hour before showtime. The lobby has some pictures of alumni and their mascot, also named Barney. There were plenty of signs reminding you not to film in the theater, so I didn't. The house of the theater looks just as barn-like as the outside, but the stage is fully equipped with everything you'd expect in a community theater. Thus, the dress code was pretty wide, with everything from shorts and t-shirts to full suits and ties. Now, on to the play itself. The Play That Goes Wrong follows the members of the Cornley Drama Society as they finally get a budget large enough to stage the murder at Havisham Manor, a period murder mystery play. Unfortunately, lack of experience and competence leads to quite a few things going wrong. There's a play within a play element as the actors play performers playing characters, but it's pretty easy to catch on to. I had seen a high school production of The Play That Goes Wrong a while back that I really enjoyed, so I was curious to see what a show so reliant on subtle timing and physical comedy would look like with a more experienced cast and higher production value, something that doesn't normally matter to me but can really affect this show. The set for this production was pretty much exactly the same as the Broadway run, but so is pretty much every production because so much of the set is interacted with in some way. I really liked this take on the material. It was a very well-rounded, professional production that felt extraordinarily unified in its vision, where everything was given the proper time and attention to be workshopped. The performances were all top-notch. Each of the fictional performers have a quirk to them, whether it's that they overact or that they get distracted by audience laughter, and all of the real performers sold these well without being too obvious, and were able to transition back and forth between in-character and out-of-character really smoothly. The selling point of the show was that the lead, Chris, was being played by Eric Peterson, known for the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, Shrek, and School of Rock. But I don't really think he stood out as the star. Not because he wasn't good, he was, but just because everyone else was so good too, union actors and Barneys alike. This writing is complex. It won an Olivier Award for Best New Comedy in 2015, and this cast does a great job with all of its many challenges. The only thing that bothered me a little bit is that I've seen clips of the original production, which is brilliant, and this production basically just directly copied its costumes and staging and direction. I was able to get my hands on a copy of the official script, and, as I suspected, a lot of that is spelled out directly. I wish this team had more freedom to reinterpret the material in their own way, so it didn't feel as much like it invited comparison, but I also recognize that most people wouldn't do that, and that this show largely necessitates that level of control. Was this run as good as the original? I don't think so. But that's not to take anything away from this team. They did a fantastic job. It's just that the original team was so phenomenal. By the time that this video goes up, the Barn Theatre's run of The Play That Goes Wrong will be over. But they're about to put on The Fiddler on the Roof, a very drastic tone shift from this show. And the Mischief Theatre Group has TV specials where both Peter Pan and A Christmas Carol go wrong, and a 2-season TV series with a variety of original goes wrong pieces that I highly recommend. The Play That Goes Wrong is also playing in New York right now, but I'm in Michigan, so. Overall, The Play That Goes Wrong is an example of what theater can be when you fully explore the possibilities of a production. And the Barn Theatre's run of it did a great job highlighting that. Ultimately,